Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm in my gym, still under the weather, so I've been in my office in my gym trying to keep the kiddos from catching whatever I got. Cause my 15-year-old he has bad asthma, so if he catch a little cold, it get ugly. And then my wife, she gets like some type of bronchitis if she catch a cold. So I kind of been away from them as much as possible and with a mask on just in case. But I feel fine, just my voice a little bit. My body feel fine though. But I'm up in my gym doing this here live, and being that I'm getting ready to put the game on. Well, I think the game on, but I just want to pop on here just because I haven't been on here in some time. And one of y'all sent me a video today, and it was the young lady. It was the young lady who wrote the book a long time ago, from sleeping with all the celebrities. And the title of the video was "Marry a Slut." I don't even like that word now, but the SLU. I was shocked to read that, and it just sad that stuff like that being pushed. And I say, man, the devil always got something up his sleeve. The devil always working, always busy on every last one of us. And boy, we got to stay prayed up. And I've been in corporate prayer, just like, Lord, please do a work, make a move, make a moving in this here world. Y'all see what's going on out here and just how much craziness happening. It's like when you wake up, you literally don't even got to look at the news. You got to send a condolences. You got to send out condolences without even before you even make a post. You got to be able to say, hey, my heart goes out to this or that before you can say anything. Is where we living at right now. And so I'm looking at the craziness in the world with what's happening with the shootings, and then in the relationships, and the thing about it is, it's not even welcome to the new member. It's not even just the people that we already know about. Like, it's stuff happening with the people you know, love, and respect. And I'm just like, man, nobody off limits. Nobody is off limits. And that's why y'all hear my tone has been a little different on just life in general, not just love and relationships, but life in general. Because there's a lot going on out here. Some in here without a picture, posting questions. Niece, why does a guy have, if he deals with, does that mean he had, no, that don't mean that, Summer. God bless your soul. God bless your soul. That just mean he nasty. Men don't love himself. I used to be that guy. It's a lot of us men used to be that guy, just nasty. That's all. And the thing about it is, what you got to ask yourself is, he not having unprotected with you, you having unprotected with him. So regardless of what he want to do with his body, you in control of your body. So you need to be asking yourself, why am I having unprotected with this man that is not your man? That's what you got to ask yourself. Not why he doing it, because you'll never know. None of us will ever know the answer to that. Really, only him and God know that. He could be doing it because he got a vendetta against women, and he passing around HIV. You see what I mean? It could be giving you a disease that's gonna show up in a little while, and that right there is the result of those decisions. So as adults, and that's why I've been saying, as adults, we got to start acting like adults. We got to start being more responsible for our choices, our decisions, especially when we on pages like this right here. We got to be better. And I've been noticing that. Listen, this a thing. This a lesson right here now. Wherever you at, whatever you working on, that's where you're gonna be tested at the most. I said that in a video the other day, but y'all probably ain't miss it because YouTube don't be, posting stuff out and putting it up there like they supposed to. But I said that in the video the other day. Whatever you supposed to be working on, that's where you're gonna be tested at the most. I'm tested more in my relationship than any other area of life, in the sense of my attitude, my energy, my mindset, my communication. Why? Because I talk about relationships every day. So the devil gonna test me there because that's what I'm talking about. So I have to be mindful of that. And with you being here, whatever we talking about on these videos, that's where you're gonna be tested at. If you on a financial page, you're going to listen to financial advice, and then you're going to go and be tempted to go shopping, to go spend bad, because you just heard all this here good. And the reason why it worked like that is because we feel like just listening is the work, but the work is actually doing. Can a new book hug material have an audio book to go along? I doubt it, because it probably just be a private release. So I'm not sure I'm gonna make that book public. It just be for the people who pre-ordered, and it's still in editing right now. The editor is a human, and she's a mother and a wife, and so editing taking longer than I expected. Do you think marrying someone, a family member, so they can come to America is a sin? I'm conflicted. It's only on paper, but I still feel like I shouldn't do it. What do you think? Sis, if you feel like you shouldn't do it, then don't do it. You always got to listen to yourself. That's a little too deep for me. I don't know what country y'all from, but I remember the man in the Bible told the people that his wife was his sister so that they wouldn't kill him to have her. And then when they were about to sleep with her, they found out, and then he got some covering. So that's between you and God right there, sister, and just getting that interpretation. But me personally, I really don't even know if nobody worth all that. It's like the same way you got over here, let them get over here. You know, what paperwork you did. Let them fill out the same paperwork, And then for a man too, just me being a man, I know that a lot of times we ain't deserving a whole lot of stuff, just because how we live our life and just how we be at times. So it's like, God might not want him over here. And that's why the door ain't open. If he got to marry his cousin to get over here, he might ain't meant to be over here. If he can't get a regular visa or get something, or find a woman off of one of these online websites, if he really want to be over here, it's a woman on one of these online dating sites that'll marry him. You ain't got to be in incest to get him over here. Well, I tell you, I answer all kind of questions. I just, y'all really keep them coming, don't you? How to be more confident working on my 3Bs, feel great, but still feel down, like driving my old beat up car. I want to be confident with and without a new car. I'm working hard, but want self-love. It's just all in what you're telling yourself. It's all in what you're telling yourself. So if you're looking outside and you're looking at other people and you're comparing your life, then you're going to feel like you feeling. But if you say, you know what, I know I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm putting up my money. I know I'm saving. I know I'm getting out this hole, getting out of this debt. And I know when everybody else is struggling and going through, I'm going to be blessed and highly favored. Stuff going to be going good for me. So if you know you're doing the right thing, then that's all that really matters. You got to be able to assure yourself of that. Why do grown men give the silent treatment instead of communicating? Well, if you let the online people tell you, they'll say, oh, that's narcissism and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just so that we don't say the wrong thing. Sometimes it's so that we don't say, sometimes because we tired of communicating. Sometimes it's because we communicate to no avail. Sometimes it's because we don't want to say something that we can't take back. And so silence is not always bad, and silence is not always a treatment. Sometimes silence is wisdom. The Bible say even a fool is seen as wise with his mouth shut. So you got to understand that sometimes people don't want to communicate. Sometimes we want to communicate, but the person we dealing with don't want to communicate. They rather just let stuff cool off and ease over, and we talk about it, like that. All you can worry about is what you can control. So if you don't know what you did wrong, you might didn't do nothing wrong. It could have something to do with him. What to do if you want to model, but you don't have money to travel to a city where they model? Sis, every city well, not every city now, depending on where you living at, but just search modeling agency near me. You probably within 30 minutes of a modeling agency. It's a lot of city. It's just a lot of times a little agencies is just a little hole in the wall, and it's a lady who used to be a model, and she got all the contacts of the casting. But I'm in Central Florida, and my wife friend, she was at a little old agency here, and kept getting booked. They end up moving to Atlanta after the money started coming in. So keep the dream alive. They need to give me a TV show, because y'all be asking me questions about everything. My goodness. I ain't got no specialty. Jack of all trades, master of service. Guy I'm interested in church. I say hi in person and react/reply to his stories, but he hasn't made a move. I don't want to come off too pushy. This is the first guy in a while that I can see myself with. Sis, you need to sit down and you need to pray. You need to sit down and you need to pray, because you got to ask yourself, how can I see myself with a guy that I don't know? How can I see myself with a guy? How can you see yourself with a guy you never been on a date with? So the problem is you fantasizing in your mind, and you making this man to be something that he might not be. This man might like men. He might got a whole girlfriend, but she just live in a different city, so you don't see her at church. So, you got to calm down, sister. Just put some cold water on your face. Put some cold water on your face and just calm down. Take a few deep breaths. Broke up with my ex and exposed him for cheating on Facebook. Saw him for the first time in 1 month this weekend. He told me he misses me. I miss and love him too, but hate that he emotionally cheated multiple times. Well, sister, you say you exposed him for cheating on Facebook. Now, if you mean expose him by posting about what he did on Facebook for everybody, then going back to him is a no-go, because he would only want you back just to prove that he got the last laugh. Now, if you mean expose him for cheating by call him out on it, and it just was emotional cheating, not physical cheating, which not just emotional cheating, but physical is another level. Even though emotional is bad too, physical is another level. Just because a baby could come from that, a STD could come from that, physical, soul tie could come from that. Emotional is not acceptable. Understand what I'm saying? But physical that's a whole nother level. Then you miss them and you love them. if y'all could do some coaching, get some knowledge, you might want to give it a small chance. But it sounds like it's not the one. I struggle with it. Uh, Since that's a therapy question, that's a therapy question. I'm a life coach, mentor. So clinical diagnosis, that's for therapists and things uh, of that nature. I'm elevating in life right now. I know my family don't want to do better for themselves, though I depend on them to watch my kids. How do I transition without cutting them out fully? Well, you don't have to look at a transition as getting away from your family or anything like that. The work is with you. So if you working on you and they watching your kids, they have nothing to do with them. They gonna stay the same, or they may be motivated by your growth and your changes. You know, a lot of times we feel like changing mean that we better than other people, or that we can't be around those people or see those people. But if they're not holding you down physically and making you do stuff you shouldn't be doing, which they can't do because you're an adult, then you just got to use the life that they're living as motivation to change and let them see you changing. And then as you change and you grow and you shift your mindset, you're going to start making some money. And then you're going to have the money for you, a nanny or a babysitter that you can vet for a few times with you and your kids, with them with y'all. And then once you done vetted them, then, you could trust them, or it might be another friend or family member you could pay a little something. Husband material advice for married people, husbands or women looking for a guy that's husband material. It's kind of like a diary that I wrote. It's like a journal. So it's a mix of everything. It's me exposing myself as a man, the struggles of being a husband. It's also talking about what I know a husband needs to be or should be. So it's like aspirational as well. So it's for men and women. There's gonna be something in it for everybody. Not every chapter, not the whole book, but it's gonna be something in it for everybody. But it's not for the public. It's only for the blessed tribe, which it looked like you in the blessed tribe. Yeah, because you're in the chat. Sonia, welcome. Adrian, welcome. God bless you. When I come through this here, I'll be on here a lot more, but I've been traveling and shooting the study. Make sure y'all subscribe to the study if you haven't subscribed to the study. I'll put it in the chat. Right now, just some bonus episodes. I put some episodes up that we got audio issues and lighting issues, but the other episodes they shot differently. A little better lighting, better audio. You know how that stuff go when you're doing this stuff. I've listened to some podcasts that's $1 million deals, multi-million-dollar deals, and they sound bad. So I was like, you know what? It's all part of the process. Got to get out there and make it happen. I'm a widow, 15 years, had a great marriage, met a man 2 years ago. It seemed a decent guy. 4 months in, he was lying and cheated. I cut it off. I never cheated in a relationship. You say like attracts like thoughts. Well, you attracted them, but you left them. So that means it's not a reflection of you. Had you stayed, then that would have said everything. Had you stayed, for no good reasons. Thank you, Joy. I'll be wondering why y'all be asking me all kind of questions. I said, my goodness, I appreciate it though. Why would a baby father go out his way to say to you he don't like you when you don't see him and hardly even speak to him, and also say he has a girlfriend. I'm the one who broke it off a year ago. Well, you answered your question right there at the end. That's why. Will you have another sale soon? I would like to purchase your YouTube course. Blessings to you and yours. If you mean other than the one right now, I'm guessing. For those of y'all who need a course, 50% off on TonyGaskinsAcademy.com because it's Memorial Day weekend. Coupon code is blessed. So make sure you put that in before you buy your course. But I typically I do sales on like holidays and stuff. So yeah, probably on Father's Day, if you missed this one. In your opinion, do you think it's necessary to get an LLC for your small business? Yes, I do think it's necessary because for one, you're going to get different tax advantages, things you can write off with that LLC. And then it's just good to have it because you're going to grow your business, and LLCs is for big businesses too. And the business going to grow, and LLCs are cheap to start in the grand scheme of things. I remember my first year in business with an LLC, I got $1,500 back after claiming my income and the CPA putting in my expenses and writing off what I could legally write off. I got a $1,500 refund check, and I was like, okay, wow. Whereas if it just was Tony Gaskins that I was claiming that additional income to, I could have wrote off some stuff, but probably not everything that I could write off, with that LLC. But it's a reason that they there. So I'm not a CPA, so you have to talk to your CPA to get all the logistics, but it's a reason that they have LLCs. And for me, I found it very beneficial. I have several for different industries, different businesses in different industries. I was with a guy for almost a year. I started listening to all your messages and applying them to my relationship. Long story short, I confronted him. He blocked me, and I did the same. Your thought? Well, hey, sometimes that's what happens. When you come into the knowledge of new things, that's what happens. But if he blocked you instead of trying to change and grow, then that shows you it's not meant to be, because he could have tried to change and grow. Y'all got to forgive him. Some people put them questions up there like that. Dating 2 months, took a trip to Vegas, talk every day and dates every week, says he feels like we're together, but also said he has no timeline and don't want to rush. He's 33, I'm 28. Sound like to me you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Sound like to me you're doing too much too soon. And so you probably, and he don't got a timeline. So, but it's only been 2 months. But typically around that 3-month mark is when stuff start to pick up if it's going to go somewhere. A lot of men nowadays seem more feminine than masculine. It's the fashion. And a lot of times people don't realize how clothes make you feel. Like right now, I got on some shorts from Lululemon, and they short shorts, so they way up here on my thigh. And you get these here little shorts on. It just don't even feel right, but that's how they make them. It's like it really can't get you no decent pair of shorts, no decent length shorts. So to me, I just feel like it's the clothes. Like they making our clothes tighter, and I feel like because a lot of the designers they dress like women, and a lot of the male designers identify as women and dress like women, so they making clothes for them so they could feel sexy. And then, but we the audience that's buying them. And then when you see men with money wearing those kind of clothes, like a Russell Westbrook, that make it in style. And so then men go to wearing them, and then the man bags that look close to a woman bag. It's all that little stuff that people don't pay attention to, that it kind of goes into that. It ain't really the, Timberland boots and the big old baggy pants no more. Now it's these pants you can't fit a quarter in them. I don't know. I keep clicking on the same question, but I guess put it in there more than one time. Why is dating so hard in this day and age? I'm almost 30 and haven't run into a good man with good intentions. Well, look at that. I can't tell you now. I sure hate to hear that. But it's what we being fed out here. It's what we being fed. And it's never over for us men. We always trying to grow because men and women, we always hearing a narrative. And what I was telling y'all the other day, we live in a world where we have a narrative of woe is me. So what we have going on right now, and let me just talk to y'all for a second. What we got going on right now in our society, and I'm telling you, it's happening across the board in every relationship, is two things happening. And it's a trick of the enemy to divide. It's a trick of the enemy to divide the male from the female. And so you got the men, we getting the message that we are the prize, and that because we make money, because we pay bills, that we have all the say so. And that a woman is to shut up and be quiet and do what we say do. And that because we got a thing between our legs, that we are God's gift to the woman. And so the man hearing that. And then the woman is hearing she don't need a man. She independent. She have her own. She don't need a man. Don't need to respect a man. Don't need to listen to no man. Don't need no man. A man is an accessory. And that's how, and my wife, she done said that in the past, but that was before this was even a thing, but it was just like a catchy phrase she was saying, but it really was the reality. And that's why we was kind of like a match that kind of butt heads and was conquering, because I was the womanizer and she was used to taming a guy. And so that's how it happened a lot of times. But what we have going on is these both genders getting these narratives to separate us. And so the man saying, hey, kiss my behind, I'm paying these bills, shut up and be quiet. The woman saying, hey, I don't need you, I'm finna do me. And then when the couples come together, it's like, hey, let's just be together to use each other for financial reasons. You got a bag, I got a bag, let's get a bag together, and then let's raise kids. And it's just like a business deal. And so that's why it's so hard for single people to find a good relationship. Sister Hill said something now. Sister Hill said something. Y'all know why that is. Don't nobody want that strength out there. The black man, that's a strong being. If we could just realize it and walk in it and operate it and in confidence and not insecurity, that's what I'm working on. That's a lifelong thing for us as black men, to be more confident, naturally and genuinely confident, not false confidence. Shay jumped in the VIP line to get her question answered. Knew him since college. He's everything I want, but not physically. So we tried it out. He was very childish, very short with me, and lustful. He wants a second chance. I'm turned off, and he's trying to regain my attention. Should I? Nope, don't do it. Nope, don't do it. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. If you see you don't want the man, He ain't what you want physically. And then he was not a good person either. It should not even be a second thought. God bless you. I'm going to put that up there just because I'm so self-conscious about my accent. Sometimes I need to see that affirmation. God bless you. De'Ara, God bless you. Now, De'Ara, is you holding your shirt over your chest? Trying to close the gap of the cleavage in the blessed tribe, which is a suggestive picture. I'm just trying to see if that's what I'm looking at. Now, look like you're in the lounge negligee. I heard my daddy call it negligee. I could have sworn this was called lingerie. But I guess negligee is another word for how to act around men that aren't your man. For example, coworkers and acquaintances. Boyfriend says I'm too friendly. I see myself as extroverted. Is this just common in the play? Well, listen, you sound like my wife. And that's how I am too. That's what I be saying too. But I guess we all wrong. Okay, De'Ara, I see what you're saying. I guess we all wrong, but my wife told me the same thing too. I'll be the same way. Like, listen, hey, hold on now. You doing too much talking. You doing too much talking to that man. That you don't know what that man thinking about. You don't know what that man. And the reason why we say that as men is because we know men. It's no different than if a man talking to a woman. Women say the same thing. Oh, you too friendly. Oh, you was being mighty friendly. And it's because a woman know a woman. So I think a lot of times we want to look at it as our partner is jealous or controlling or insecure, but really is they know their gender. And so it's kind of like you got to talk to people of the opposite sex the way you would talk to a professional, the way you would talk to your boss. If you're not trying to do some strange for a piece of change to get a promotion, but the way you would talk to your pastor, if you're not trying to sleep with the pastor, you have to look at it like that. Like a lot of times you got to look at it like, now, if you would talk to Barack Obama the same way, then that's just your personality. But if you being a little extra, and sometimes we'll be extra trying to make our partner a little jealous. Paula Mees, God bless you now. Now y'all acting like I'm a CPA now. If you already have an LLC, should you get another LLC or under one? If you're starting a totally different type of company, then you should get another LLC. So a real estate company is different than a tech company, because if you own rental properties, your write-off's gonna be different than if you got a tech company where you're receiving venture capital funds. So again, almost every CPA will do an initial consult with y'all. So don't y'all be asking me questions about stuff I don't specialize in, nah. Because y'all will get me in trouble there. People be on the YouTube doing their reviews on me. Tony Gaskins is over there giving CPA advice. And he is not a licensed. I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to help. People asking me questions. Come on now. Y'all just Google CPA near me. And let that come on up now. Hey, when somebody jump in the VIP line, I got to let them on in the club now. So y'all forgive me. I'm trying to answer the questions in the chat, but somebody jump in there with one of new colorful blessings. I got to tell the Lord thank you. So thank you. I am Nivea, Lil Wayne baby mama. God bless you now. Busy guy, but would go a day without talking to me. Lack of communication equals deal breaker. However, during the day, he'll be on social media before getting back to me. Confronted him one time, didn't change. I'm wrong. You ain't wrong now. He on social media, he ought to be reaching out to you. I see somebody ordered a course, taking advantage of the 50% off. God bless you. People will be waiting and 50% off will be over with Tuesday. And Tony, can I get this cup? Nope, nah, I told you when it was. You ain't wrong. That means he's not interested in you. I don't know what word that is. So I don't know. I have to say it to spell it. Oh Lord. Tap money for a family home daycare business. Now listen, sisters, that's not the goal to get tax money. Now you write your income, you write your expenses. Sometimes based on your expenses, you get your little refund check. Now had the IRS calling me. Are you still moving the Blessed Business Tribe to Patreon? Eventually, but I have not been active on it. I have not been active on it. Right. I need to take me a class now. I'm gonna start doing taxes. I'm about to take me a certification. Start doing y'all taxes. Hey, give me a call. Y'all asking all these questions. The Lord must be trying to show me my 67 stream of income. Doing a tax preparer. Met a man, started to date, but while dating, realized I'm not ready for a relationship. He still wants to be friends. We communicate less, but still go out and do Bible study. Should I stop talking to him? Now, listen, you keep talking to him, you're going to talk yourself into a relationship. So if you don't want no relationship, then you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful. And definitely now, if y'all going to hang out and do Bible study, make sure you don't fall in no bed. Make sure you don't fall in no bed now. Make sure you don't fall in no bed. Heard my dad said his wife is not his equal. What does that mean? Thoughts. It probably means something different to each person. But if I had to take a guess, he probably mean like when the Bible say that the woman is the weaker vessel, he probably alluding to something like that. It's basically saying that she can't do everything he can do. It's probably what he trying to get at. But right. Y'all blowing me with that. Hey, I ain't well now. I'm working though. I ain't well, but I'm working. You got to come on here now, cause be gone too long. Somebody be done got in your position, playing your position, sit out too long. God bless you. Thank you for that blessing now. Listen now, look at April. April, she say, remember that Tony our prayers every day, doing great work. So experience spiritual warfare. Amen. I sure do. I be going through it. Do you hear me? Is it possible to date and cohabitate with someone who has OCD, who gets mad if I drop a strand of hair on his floor and washes his hands multiple times a day, even during... No, sister, let me tell you what. No, I don't really recommend that one. I don't recommend that. I get on my wife's nerves without having OCD. I could imagine that right there. And washing the hands all that many times. God bless you now. God bless you. See Sister Brenda Hill. Hey Tony, Brenda Williams Grace. Let's get her whole name, sister. Hope nobody want to find you on Facebook now. I was in your first mentor group. I really need to chat with you if at all possible. We've spoken on the WhatsApp before and can chat there. Sister, I don't know if you talk to me on WhatsApp now, because you got to be careful, because in these comments, they be giving out some WhatsApp. But I really, if you American, I don't talk to Americans on WhatsApp. I only talk to foreign clients on WhatsApp. So you probably were talking to somebody else on their WhatsApp, their sister. I'm going to tell you that now. Because if you talk to me on WhatsApp, that means you got my cell phone number. So that means that same number you talk to me on WhatsApp, that come to my cell phone, which was be an American number. But what you got to do, sister, is email in to support. Go through my website, email in to support, and I eventually see you in support. If you're trying to reach me through social media, you got to see how many people on social media. So I'm never going to be able to see you like in the DMs or the messages or nothing like that. But the email is much less people going to the email. Oh, okay, for you. I ain't know I said it like that. No, not Paula Mees. We really don't get into two-part questions on here now. You can't fit that question in one part. I don't know if I'm going to be able to help you, sister, because I got to find part one. I feel like I'm awkward around men, especially when it comes to conversation. Does that matter how to fix? Yeah, it matters. But that don't mean it's a bad thing. It's better to honestly be awkward than, well, no, not too awkward now. Not too awkward. What? I done met some awkward women. And not in the dating scene, but even as a married man, be meeting awkward women. That is the most interesting thing. I don't know. We might need to start a class on just socialization and just, I'm not that social. I'm an introvert, but if a person make me kind of cringe, that lets you know they really is an introvert, because I'm an introvert and I make people feel awkward. I make somebody else feel awkward because I'm awkward. But when somebody make me feel awkward, I'll be like, whoa. So now, you don't want to be that awkward now, sister, but I'm going to tell you the trick to it. And this coming from an introvert, is we really just in our head. So this is what I tell myself that make me kill my personality. I tell myself, Tony, you country. Tony, you sound so country. You sound so dumb. So anything you say, Tony, you talk too slow. Tony, you talk slow, you country, and you sound dumb. So when I'm out and about, I don't say a word because of what I'm telling myself. But if I get out of my way and I shift it and I change it and I say, Tony, people like your accent. Just talk how you talk. Just talk how you talk. Just be yourself. Like your southern drawl, your timing, it might be comedic. It might make some people laugh. And so when I change what I'm saying to myself, I'll open up and relax and I'll say something and people be laughing. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So I'm just as funny as the white man over there. I'm just as funny as this other guy, black guy. I'm just as funny as my wife, friend, husband, that she think got all this personality. I done opened my mouth and I got the room laughing. So I have to realize this. A lot of times you feel awkward because of what you're saying to yourself. So if you telling yourself, I don't know men, I don't understand men intimidate me, I'm worried about this, he probably judging me, he doing this, he doing that. And then that's going to trip you up. Thoughts on speed dating. It's just for fun. You might get lucky, but it's just really just some get out the house, something to do. That's all it is. You can't really take it serious because, a relationship made in the oven, not the microwave. So speed dating really ain't gonna help you too much. We only talk on Facebook Messenger. I mentioned it 2 times. Nothing has changed. Red flag. Yeah, you got a girlfriend or a wife. He in a whole relationship. Man in a whole relationship. Whenever somebody go talking on Facebook Messenger, they in a relationship. Anytime somebody talking to you on a social media messenger, they are in a relationship, and the person that they with is around them, and they don't want them text messages coming up on their phone, and they're not supposed to be talking to you. And that's when it go to that messenger. Guy I'm talking to after a week says he just wants to be friends. I said, no, we can't be friends. Now he won't stop texting me thoughts. That's how it worked. That's how it worked. When you say okay, that's when they sit down and want to listen. That is how it worked. When you stop caring, that's when they start caring. I call it human physics. So go on about your business. Go on about your business. But maybe because you turned them down, he like, oh, this woman got standards. I done misjudged her. I had 4 marriage dreams about a situationship man I met in 2019. He shows minimum interest, but he's 10 years older than me to the date. But he doesn't reach out as much. We're both introverts. Sister, I don't think it mean a whole lot what you got going on right there. And it's some people that they get dreams and it means something, but most of the time it's just your brain just replaying what's been on your subconscious mind. That's what it is most of the time. So I honestly would not think too much of it. I wouldn't think too much of it. Y'all putting the game on. Y'all forgive me. Just keep up with the hill score. I got a couple mentees playing in this here game 7. Did I cut the TV off? Oh, okay. Mr. Thomas said it can't connect. Y'all forgive me. How long I've been on here? Ain't gonna be on here too much longer now. I really don't even know if I got enough Wi-Fi to stream the game and talk on here streaming. Wi-Fi finna start looking at me with the side eye. Put the hashtag Q right there, sister. And you know what? I need to take that advice too. I'll be creating a narrative. I'll be having a whole audio book in my head. I sure know what you mean. I think I got a video on that one right there. No, it's not, because most of us kind of short. So you actually doing us a favor without them heels on. Average man is 5'9". The woman put on heels, you got your elbow on our shoulder. So we typically rather you without them heels. And heels okay, but we got to grow into our confidence. We got to get confident first now. Then when you get them heels on, confident. When I started seeing men with money have women that's taller than them, that's when I started thinking it was cool. Before that, it made me feel insecure. A woman taller than me, because because women say that all the time. Women want a tall man to make them feel secure. And then, did you see Javonta Tank Davis? That man 5'5" and a half. That man will wear your 6-foot boyfriend out. But women think tall means security. So that has then in turn made us men insecure about our height. And just the narrative of the world. I got myself into a situationship a while ago, bless you, Diamond, with a guy who didn't want to communicate or talk on the phone. I ended things. He said, okay, now he is sending friend requests. Should I run for the hills? Yeah, you should. Yeah, you ought to run for the hills. He probably was in a relationship, and now he might be broke up because you not talking to him back then. He's talking to somebody else, and then eventually got caught for cheating, and then woman done left him, and now he trying to circle the block. Nicole, God bless you. Dating a guy for marriage, both in 50s, never married. Our kids are grown. My kids are out the house. His 2 girls still at home. He said that they were his wife until they move out. Should I move on? Uh, I don't know if I move on for his slip of the tongue. He could very well mean that, but I don't think he mean it in a literal sense. He just mean like they his world. He treat them nice. He take care of them. You know, this they castle, so to speak. Yeah, daughters, I've heard hold a special place in a man's heart. So it's just really him talking, unless you see otherwise. Now, if he used to you around him, he treating them like a wife, then it's a little different. Well, see, the only thing about online dating is just you got to make sure you understand it. You got to make sure you have some rules and some guidelines, some regulations going in now. Because if you 55, that means that you lived a good part of your life without the internet, and so you want to make sure. Okay, bossed it up by 6. Okay. Let me see what this here. You want to make sure you know what you're doing on that online dating because it's a wild, wild west. Guy I'm talking to as a friend says he's interested in me beyond friendship, but is not consistent in the communication phase as just friends. Should I take him seriously? Says he's working on himself. And no, you can't take him seriously because if he's working on himself, but he not being consistent with you, then that's mixed messages. You can't take him serious. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. Okay, I answer that one. All right, answer that one too. How to give advice to friends slash people without sounding high and mighty. Feel like I'm always the advice friend. Well, you can't look at it like that. Dear, now I see you change your picture now. You had that cleavage on the last picture you trying to hide. Doing that shirt like this. I seen you change the picture. You ain't have to change the picture now. We just were trying to understand what the picture was. You have to change the picture now. But if somebody asking you for advice, then you not high and mighty. High and mighty is giving unsolicited advice when ain't nobody ask you. That's a little different. So, and then even if you ask, you just got to make sure you're not talking down to the person. Now, we ain't finna get into y'all tarots, nah. But I just wanted to post that because that could be, I don't know. Sister Hill affirming me. God bless you now. Is networking really the key to success? Not introverted, just socially selective. Only talk about topics that are important to me, rather listen than talk to people I don't know. Uh it's kind of it is a key. It's not the only key, but it is a key. When I was on and sometimes it don't have to be literal talking. It could be a message on social media. But a lot of the biggest doors that have been opened in my life, a lot of them came from a Twitter DM. Me paying attention to who is following me and retweeting me, and then sending a message saying, hey, and I've been doing that here recently on Instagram, just going and looking at, I never click on see who watching my stories, but just clicking on that and then seeing verified accounts, seeing people with the little ring around their page, which mean they active, they posting their story, and people who got a professional photo, which mean they using social media as a business. I click on their page and I see their bio, and then I see like, oh wow, this person followed me and they're a hedge fund manager, they're an investor, they're an artist that I could be, or athlete that I could be working with, mentoring, helping, you know, building with. And so I pay attention to that and send DMs, hey, how you doing? Great to meet you. And a lot of times people don't expect to even connect. If they follow you, they don't expect to meet you. How can I help my husband aside from prayer and fasting if he is spiritually weak, seeks God, but doesn't receive conviction or correction well, often knowingly defeated by his flesh? That's a real tough one, sis. Because if you praying, now I don't know if I'll be fasting for him. Now, God bless you. I don't know if I can miss no meal for somebody, but that's your husband. So if anybody you're going to fast for, it ought to be him. But I think you ought to see if he'll be willing to talk to another man. Like, my father is on my mentor.life. I'm on there as well. I put my dad's thing on there because mine kind of booked out, and there's other men on there. I'll put our links on here and just sponsor them like that. Get them a session with somebody and let them talk, and maybe talking to another man. It'll help them open up, help them heal. Do men care if you are not really popular and only have a few friends? Will he think you are boring? No, unfortunately, a man almost prefer you that way than to have too many friends. The more friends you got, the more influences you have. And the more influence you have, the more chances of them influences being negative influences. So it's nothing ever been wrong with a small circle. I don't think a man will care about that. I dated a guy 2 years ago who said he didn't want anything serious and wanted to be friends. So I ended it. He contacts me every 3 months since wanting to talk. I always ignore. Keep on moving. Thanks. Keep moving. Keep moving. Don't ever let a man spin the block on you, because when a man see you, it just like when a man see a woman that could be his wife, that woman to him is like his favorite car. It's like when you know something that you love and you like it, you're not going to pass up on it. It's like being offered your dream car and saying, oh, no, I really don't want it. I'm cool. You're not going to do that. So when a man pass up on a woman, it's because he doesn't see her as the one. And he shouldn't get the opportunity to come back and circle back unless it was some extenuating circumstances. Like, listen, I was going through something real bad. Such and such had just passed away. I was in a relationship where I was depressed. Like, unless it's like a real legitimate reason, then just keep it moving. Although I notice a lot of women lack confidence in their decision making. For example, am I wrong? Did I do that right? How can we trust our decisions and move forward with confidence? I think that's a human issue. I think that's men and women. We kind of all like that. But it's just knowing, we got to remind ourselves that we have that built-in intuition. And that intuition is like God's voice talking to us. So, it just really come down to that self-talk. And then also, too, sometimes people just be asking questions on here just to ask questions, just to be active on here. They might not even really mean the question. So kind of got to take it with a grain of salt. Sis, you're in the right place. Paula Mees, I missed part 1 on here now. He wanted to kiss me, but I said, I don't know. He do month. It's me. Was mad. I spent a whole day not speaking to him because he left me in the parking lot and I overreacted because he drove off the parking lot fast. Sis, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Sis, come on here. Sister join the blessed tribe today. God bless you. Hit me with old doozy. God bless you. Bless the Lord. No, sis, you ain't overreact. I can't make out everything the message say, but he drove off and left you in that parking lot after you ain't want to kiss him. That you ain't overreacting. Hey, we hit an hour and look like I done went through majority of the questions. But a couple of them popped in. Why do some older Christians believe that it's a crime to want someone that is physically attractive as well as spiritually attractive? It's like we can't have both. Well, probably because they settled. So if they settled, they like who you think you is, why you think God loved you more than he loved me. God that gave me this ugly man who loved to pray, or God that gave me this good looking man who don't know God. So who you think you is that God? So it's probably just a little jealousy, but then it's also sometimes how they look at you. So if they look at you like you not cute, then it's them trying to say, listen, you not that cute yourself. You heard the older lady say that, listen, you ain't too cute yourself. And I used to hear women say that, the other women, you ain't too cute yourself. And so if they look at you like that, then they trying to say something else. They trying to say like my grandma used to tell her daughters and her granddaughters, like who like you, not who you like. So sometimes that's what they saying. They saying, listen, you waiting on a man that Jesus ain't made. And so, you know, people will project on you. And I'm gonna tell you, it ain't nothing perfect out there. It ain't nothing really. It's really not much of such a thing as a physically attractive and spiritually attractive. Meaning, if we one, we not gonna be a whole lot of the other. Like we gonna have, like everybody gonna be flawed, and you gotta pick your poison. And when I say that, I mean that's literal. It's just like, because you could be spiritually attractive, but looks are subjective. So one man might think you a 4, another man might think you a 10. And the man who is whatever spiritually attractive to you, he really might be a 5 or a 6. But see, if he marry you and 5, 6 years, 7 years in, he's still treating you right, he gonna go from a 5 or a 6 to an 8 or a 9 when you see your friends getting treated bad. So 15 years into marriage, I'm still learning as a man how to communicate, you know, how to assimilate into this here world, how to see past my upbringing and past how to be better than the men who helped raise me. 15 years into marriage. But I may be spiritually inclined. I may know the word of God, but I still got a lot of work to do. So I say that to say, you really ain't he gonna be lacking in one or the other, and you'll rather him be lacking physically than spiritually. Because if he got it spiritually, he could eventually have it physically, you know. Because I see some good brothers out here, but they 5'6". So at 5'6", a lot of women overlooking them. But yet they're a good guy. But the woman mad that he 5'5", 5'6", until he get money. Like Javonta Tank Davis, the boxer, who 5'5" and a half. But I bet if he was single, he could have every woman he want. But it's a lot of, and so that's where you got to choose that character. And a lot of times women choose the looks. You know, you choose the looks, and then his character is lacking. And that character may or may not come. It ain't no guarantee. Now the looks, he could grow. It's a lot of men getting a beard and getting a muscle, and now all of a sudden they Mr. It. Now you shave that beard and you take that muscle off of him, he looked like Who Shot John and Forgot to Kill Him. But you give him that beard, these women don't know how to act. It's a lot of guys that was in the back of the classroom, in the front of the classroom, with their glasses on, with a full page of notes, was getting thumped in the ear, and now they on Instagram modeling with their shirt off, got a 12 pack of abs, and got women lined up around the corner. So a man could grow into his looks now, but that character, that's gonna be a little tougher. When a man think you are a quiet person, is that a good thing? Not think you are, or know you are. So you need to, but yeah, it's a good thing though. Unfortunately, it's a lot of, a lot of history go into that. A man liking a quiet woman or something like that, which is not always a good thing. So you got to be careful about that. My ex still communicates with my mama after we agreed to not be together. He doing that to keep tabs on you because he know you're going to hear about it. So you need to tell your mama she need to chill. Went to breakfast with a guy who I consider as a friend but interested in, didn't have enough money to cover us, so I foot the bill. Turned off. Is that me being petty? That's what you needed then. That's what you needed, because you shouldn't be liking your friend anyways. So that's what you needed right there. Hey, God bless y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you for those of y'all who sent old blessing in. Really appreciate it. Hoping I didn't miss any of those that came in. I really appreciate you, and welcome to the new members. Today Sunday. Today and tomorrow, I made the courses 50% off with the coupon code BLESSED. And thank you to the moderators. If we had any, I see Glam Rocks. Glam Rocks just put my cash app on there. God bless you. Glam Rocks says she's trying to get a brother blessed. But put the coupon code on there. Just any time of holiday, I try to be a blessing if I can. And I'm gonna tell you, things changing right now. They say the market getting ready to crash. They say the houses getting ready to crash. I see my stocks be acting a donkey. Stocks be bumping their head, and then the gas be going up. And now they say the housing market getting ready to crash. And so that's why I do sales on my courses, because I could tell when, because I'm out here with my finger on the pulse, I could tell when ain't no stimulus checks and tax money that ran out. Because the courses go to drying up. And I said, okay, yeah. All right, Joe ain't sent no stimulus. That tax money lasted to February 28th. Tax money was gone. So, but I know still people trying to grow. So that's why I try to be a blessing on the holidays. Lee Lacey, God bless you. Honey buns, 75 cents. Is that good or bad? I don't eat honey bun no more. Health conscious now. So y'all take advantage of that 50% off, because when it be gone, it be gone. Because I can't reverse it, because it's system wide. So I just can't say, oh, I'm gonna just do it for one person. So hey, God bless y'all. We'll be in touch. Thank you to the moderators and my Patreon. Oh, guess what? Now this weekend I couldn't be there because I'm under the weather. But my Patreon supporters, putting the link right here for those of y'all who support me on Patreon. Patreon is actually producing a show right now for me based on their support. It's a show being shot right now for me. Just a little something with some singles, having some discussions that we're gonna get edited up and put on the channel. I had the idea for a long time and just hadn't had the chance to activate on it because I'd be spending all my money on my family. But then Patreon came through and different tiers on the Patreon supporting really helped me out to be able to do stuff like this. So thank y'all so much for that support on there. God bless you, and hopefully we'll get that up here soon. Hopefully within a month or two, we'll have some of those little discussions up. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.